battery's still good.
Peanut, you didn't tell me. There's a mouse in here. Hi, mouse. Woo! You wanna go free? Here. Come on. Get it, Peanut. Boop, 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 boop. Gone. That's the last mouse I let run free. We're far away from anything where I care about mice. I don't gotta kill them all, so the ones down by the cows get to live. It is a quiet, winter-ish day out. We just went through a warm spell and it's getting cold again. It's gonna be really cold, another cold spell, which I'm happy for, but I wouldn't mind some snow. This has been a weird kind of middle of season kind of winter. It's supposed to be cold and snowy up here, not just 4 to 8 inches of snow and icy everywhere. It is icy everywhere. Katie and I want so badly to do everything. We can't wait for spring. We're so excited. There's so much we want to do. But those things include digging into the earth and pouring foundations and even doing some logging around here. It's hard to get around with the excavator. We're going to find that out today, because what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take the excavator up and over this little mountain that we call Strawberry Mountain. And we have some shale, and this is one thing that we need rock, and I need to figure out a way to get rock without spending money, because we're in the middle of nowhere, and we certainly don't have the money to truck up a bunch of gravel to take care of the mud situation, which is going to be out of hand in the springtime. It's going to be crazy around here. We at least want around the house to have a bit of rock. I don't think it won't happen this year, but if we can find, I do have an area that has tons of very friable, easy to break rock that I want to go try to scratch up a little bit. And I do have some big trees that I believe I'm going to be able to get some good lumber out of. So I want to go get those. But all of that is work with the excavator. I'm going to go get that excavator fired up and see if I can take it over the mountain. Oh, look at this nice machine. It's been a little while since I got to use this thing. It's tough to use this machine around here right now because I don't have ice cleats on my tracks. So as you can see, my tracks, they're nice and, well, they're bumpy this way, but on some tracks you can have ice cleats, which are just little welded spots on that dig into the ice with your track. And I don't have that, making it very difficult for this thing to move around. But I think where I'm going today, I shouldn't have any troubles. Starts up like it's the middle of the summer. Really happy with the purchase of this machine for sure, and it's the right size because we've got big things to move, and this machine can move big things. Okay, it's nice and warm in here now, thank goodness. My thumb's still pretty, I mean, this will be for the rest of my life. My thumb, it's like -2 degrees centigrade out right now, and my thumb is screaming at me, even with the glove on, so nice and warm in here. So because we have this rock house right here, I can't take the excavator on the left-hand side of it, which is what we've normally done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a trail, at least scratch a trail so I can get through these dead trees right here. None of them are good. I've tried milling a whole bunch of them. They're all rotten from the outside in. So I'm gonna gently kind of make my way through here so I don't make a huge mess, but I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup on my way and see if I can get through there and make that a better crossing. I'm realizing that I need my chainsaw. I meant to grab it, but I forgot. I need to put a chainsaw holder on my excavator. I need to put a chainsaw holder on my tractor. Oh my goodness, so bad. Because it's kind of a cumbersome thing to move around. But, oh, look at this. You see that right there? We had the moose in the area. Not a very big one. But, or maybe I'm being silly. Maybe that's my cows. I think those are my heifers. Moose in the area. We do have moose in the area, but I'm pretty sure those are just my heifers. So you guys know that I'm always on a hunt to try to find usable wood around here, and it is very difficult to do. So actually, while I'm moving my excavator, I better utilize it for the best I can. So I'm making a trail through here. But I also have this piece of pine down here that I have a feeling that is in good shape. It's kind of off the ground. There's actually a new little baby. I want to be very careful with this. These are precious. That's new growth. Here, let's give it a kiss. There, I love it. That's new growth, and I don't want to mess any of that up. But I've got this log right here. I've got this one that I checked out to see what the quality was, and it's pretty good. That's just hanging down there. I'll pull that up. Something like this I could see, but I don't know. It's a split, and it's just too small, and there's beetles in it and stuff, and there's really not much around here. But I gotta use what I can because it's what I have. So if I can get some 2x4s out of this on the ground, I'd be excited. Okay, this is all good wood right here. you can see how these logs decompose. The water gets in the cracks, and then it rots out the cracks, and then eventually the whole tree goes. But that is still a good amount of wood, and that's how I got to start thinking around here. I can use this stuff, and I can also, like, not everything has to be perfect lumber either. I can use some garbagey wood for some barnyard projects, if you know what I mean. We're not building our house with this stuff, but in order to continue doing projects, I gotta have wood. So I'm actually pretty happy about this. I wasn't actually that optimistic about this log, but it's looking like I'll be able to use it. So I'm going to cut one more piece, kind of move this stuff out of the way with the excavator, and then I'm going to try to pull that one out of the creek that fell over. Yeah. See? That's ice in there. But ice turns to rot. But that's good right there. So, again, I got some cracks, of course. Everything cracked around here because the fire was so hot and the sun got so hot, and it's been sitting there for a while. As you can see, little beetle holes on there. So things have been eating into it. But that cut like hard softwood, hard pine. So even though it's a little ugly at the bottom, if I can get a piece or two out of this, I can use it for, you know, fences or something along those lines. So this is not a total waste. That's not a little bit of wood. That's a lot of bit of wood. So this is where I gotta go now, and I gotta get through here with the excavator. So we'll see how easy this is, because it's not looking very easy. Scratched in around this, which is very messy, but I've got about a foot of ground frost that looks like rocks, and I don't have my cleanup bucket. So I definitely have a low spot here. I got to do a bit more work in here, but I can get my excavator through. The goal is to get up and over the mountain. It's actually kind of nice because all this stuff needs to be done, and I can't really do anything in the winter. Like, it's kind of hard to even do this in the winter because the excavator's slipping all over the snow and everything. The nice thing is, see all this here? I'm not disturbing the soil whatsoever. So that's the positive part of it, is because there's snow, I'm not ripping up the ground. So I'm gonna go have a bite to eat with Katie, see how she's doing editing the video, and hopefully I can bring her out here to give me a hand. Okay, so my lovely lady has made it down to work with me today. Isn't that nice, Katie?
You trying to butter me up or something?
Always. Katie's gonna be running the excavator for a bit, and I'm gonna be down here cleaning all this up, getting a fire going with all this crappy old wood here. So I'm gonna be just chopping and sawing and getting a big bonfire going down here. But Katie's gonna keep on pushing trail towards where we're gonna go kind of up the hill. And yeah, she's gonna get some experience carefully falling trees with the machine.
So there's a couple trees we can't quite get to with the excavator just because it's on a hill. But we're gonna drop them with the chainsaw, and then we're gonna light another fire, kind of where he's been piling everything up, just so we're not moving around too much with the excavator, and we can still get these old trees cleaned up. Just 3 or 4 more little ones over here, which will clean up that area, and we'll keep working our way this way. So this is the section of trail. It kind of slants down towards the bank. So we are avoiding that part of the trail. We're going to bring it up around those trees where the excavator is. And then we'll come, there's a big rock here. We'll go down and then connect to the original trail and go off that way. And we'll take the excavator down there and see what else we can clean up while we're working on this, but it's coming along. That's where the cabin is, just for reference. And the waterfall is that way. What do you think?
Man, that's looks like a lot of work for the excavator, doesn't it?
No.
You don't hear that? Doesn't sound like it's working it hard.
That's what they're made for.
Yeah, but they're also expensive to fix when they break. Like really expensive. God,
Lots of small stuff.
lots of small stuff. This is great for road base.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good for road base. That's not good for road base.
No.
And without a grizzly, I'm just not sure if our machine's big enough to be really ripping into this. Because it's.
Well, this is what we got.
No, I know. We're not getting another machine. I think what we'll do is when the snow's gone, I'll be able to see what veins are loose and what veins are hard. Because there are harder and looser. Like this is all shale, right?
So that was a big rock over there that you broke up.
Yeah. This here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all. I mean. If I can, I don't know. So I really need some assistance here. This is shale. My 35-ton machine has a lot of trouble getting it out. Is it worth digging it up? I've got about 1.5 yards pulled out already. Maybe a bit more.
There's lots of small. There's lots of big.
Lots of small, lots of big. It'd be easy enough to like make a big pile of it and then just like separate the big from the small. And what I want to do is the driveway up to our cabin is put some road base down. And this is like, let me see, like that's good road base. That'll lock in, that'll stay forever. That's really good. But is it worth the work that it's like the work on the machine? Like it's a lot of work. You can see what's happening. Does it look like I'm working it hard?
No.
Okay, well, I am.
They look like nothing. That's what they're built for.
Yeah, I know. But the problem is there's snow everywhere. I can't really see.
Maybe we should try the tractor backhoe then.
This whole hillside is just all this shale. And we don't have any plans to do anything down here. This is kind of like a plateau. I think I'm going to try to get some rock out of here. Unless you guys say otherwise, because I really want the heavy machinery operator guys. I want you to tell me if I'm doing my machine a disservice by doing this. listen. Nothing. That is the sound of complete and utter peace. There's no sound. There's a very small trickle in the background. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up. I can hear Peanut rubbing on the bucket that I left in their pen. It's fresh bale day. Hey, Penny? Yum, 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 yum. Fresh, fresh, fresh. Get some of this. Share it with my friend. Here, try this out. That's the good stuff. No, 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 no. This is good right here. This stuff right here. There, get that. So I'm thinking today, Katie and I are gonna go clean up all that mess that we made when we were cleaning up around the rock house there. With this fresh bit of snow, it's not really much more to do than have a fire. So I'm gonna have to bring the excavator back over the mountain, which might be interesting, down to where we were working, and just pick up all those trees and get them in a nice big pile and start a good burn, because I don't want to have to do it later. And as much fun as it is to knock things down and clean up, if I don't burn it or get rid of it, it just ends up being a big mess in the springtime, or even in the summertime when we can't burn. So I gotta utilize winter to burn whatever I can, because there definitely is no chance of fire spreading around here. So this is what it looks like after the snow. It's kind of hard for me to take down these trees, even though they're completely not only dead but rotten, because I don't want to lose any of the bits of trees that we have. But it is going to be really nice when this is all cleaned up and all of the other trees that are in the area can start growing up past all this. We do miss the trees, that's for sure. We love this place incredibly, but we do miss the trees of our last place for sure. One of my favorite things to do out here is to go really far away in the property, because Aspen's sitting by the house. She always stays by the house unless you call her. But I'm far away, but she can hear me when I call her, and she gets so excited, and she's just, no matter where I am on this 300 acres, she'll come find me. So I'm gonna give her a call. Aspen! Okay. See how many minutes it takes for her to get me. Oh, yeah. Hi, Jennifer. I didn't know you were outside. Hi. so I'm getting back to the point where I had trouble coming up here. I'm a little nervous to go down because it's steep and I know I can start sliding. Alrighty, so I just spent a few minutes, like more like a half an hour, kind of just getting everything in one big pile here. My goal is to try to start this without any diesel, just with a chainsaw and a lighter. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to because it's pretty dry wood. But I got, for the most part, all of this all cleaned up. And all the trees that were here are pretty much in a pile, other than the few that I can mill. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna go grab Katie and a couple chairs and get a fire going on here. Really the best fire starter there is. Okay, now I'm going to take this really dry one and I'm just going to chop, 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 chop and throw it on before I even light it. One, two, three. 3 seconds. I think it's gonna go. I just gotta keep on feeding it. Going now, Katie. I just don't know how to get this over to here. Excavator, that's all. It's easy to imagine the potential that we could have had on this land before the fire came through. I'm just burning these logs because they're really good for nothing. They're not good. I mean, I could probably get a little bit of firewood out of it, but half of every one of these logs is all rotted out, and it's not really good for anything. So we burn it and we plant more trees, but it's hard not to imagine this place with trees and all of the opportunity as far as milling and building and everything goes that we could have had if we had trees to work with. Oh well.